Oops. Hold on. Hello. I had the setup for if I was going to do a remote stream, and I ended up not doing a remote stream because you had to pay for Wi-Fi in the Oaks Convention Center. So, yeah. I was going to live stream in there, but you know, things happened. I got busy. I actually was rather occupied at that convention, which is a good thing because that means I enjoyed it. It means I enjoyed it a lot. There's a lot of different events to do. I had a lot of fun there. There was just a lot of stuff going on. Also, I just realized, oh, that's why. That's why I was not getting any proper lighting on my left side of my face. It's because I bought this. I bought a goofy hat that has one of the mascots for the convention. But it's a captain hat. It's like one of those like hats that like pilots have. I saw it and it was kind of drip, so I picked it up. It was like $20. It was worth it to me. But yeah, I got a lot of different shit. I got a dance pad for Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix. It came with the game in the box. It was like in basically new condition for like $90. That's a good collector's item. That'll go in the attic. And let me pull this off here. Yeah, vintage Mario DDR. And then my buddy and I, Will and I, got second place in the Double Dash tournament on Friday. So, if you've ever done Mario Kart Double Dash on a LAN party, congratulations, you've done that. You're probably one of the couple thousand people that's done that. But you'll have one person in the front driving and the person in the back using items and drifting for you. I was the one using items and drifting. My buddy knew the courses better, so he drove. But we got second place together. The only reason we got second place and not first is because we were playing against literal speedrunners of the game. So that is why. Also, I got third place in a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tournament. And the only reason I got third place, well, there are a couple reasons. Yes, this is cope, I'm saying. These are cope reasons. But the first reason was the guy that won was using a meta combination. He was using Yoshi on a Mr. Scooty, or actually no, on a pair of Bitty Buddy and roller tires. I main Link on roller tires, but I use a Flame Rider, which is not meta, and nor is Link. Link is not meta either. So I was playing against a meta user who was an absolute sweat. And all he would do was pick the DLC courses that no one's ever played, so he was basically just giving himself an unfair advantage in multiple ways. On top of that, it was, 150cc. If it were 200, I would have known it like the back of my hand, but 150, I gotta slow down and slow my roll, and I don't have the racing line studied for 150 like I do 200. 200, you can just glide over everything. You don't really slow down ever. So, yeah. That's my gripe with that tournament. If they did 200 and if they, did some sort of way to ban meta characters, that would have been nice. But this is Mario Kart we're talking about, and everyone that goes to these kinds of tournaments there's always that one sweat. There's always that one sweat in the tournaments, and well, there was that one sweat and he won, of course. Still could have gotten that trophy. But anyways, that's the tournaments I did. I also was in a cosplay contest, didn't win that, obviously. And, the weekend pass. I don't know. They go with my badge collection now. I have a giant badge collection on this lamp here. Oh, fuck. Hold on, I just spilled everything. Hold on, let me quickly fix that. A bunch of stuff that I was going to show you guys, and I just spilled it all over the floor. Correctly. Alright, so let me move this over to my bed so I don't drop it all again. The meta abuser is fake. Your hair's getting so long, yeah. Well, It'll be about another couple months, and then I can donate it. But yeah, so, guys, Charles Martinet signed my 3DS. That is actually Charles' signature. And he personalized it for me too. But that is Charles Martinet. In fact, let me turn off the thing. And turn off the background removal because we're gonna go real cam here. That is signed by Charles Martinet. And then if I remove this top panel on the case, come on. Then Samantha Kelly. Hold on, I need to be careful. My stylus likes to fall out because it's no longer magnetized. Samantha Kelly signed my 3DS as well. So I have Charles and Samantha on my 3DS now. They have both signed my 3DS. And, like, that's a fucking privilege and a half. I don't know about you, but that's a privilege and a half. And I'm very thankful for both of them for doing that. She actually did talk to me about that stuff, and she was very appreciative of my support. But so I actually said to both of them when I met up with them, I'm like, hey, you guys will always be the original actors. Like I forget exactly what I said. But let me jog it in my memory. But I think I said to Samantha Kelly specifically, I'm like, I'm so mad at the news about you getting kicked out. And she was like, yeah, I know, and it was rather abrupt or something like that. I forget exactly what she said. But like I basically just said I just gave her my largest respects for, you know, being a piece of my childhood. And I said that to both of them. I said, like, thank you for being such an important piece of my childhood, because they both were. I'm just gonna say it like that. But I did ask her, and I mean, she kind of gave me a muted response because there probably is some things she can't talk about. But like, she was admittedly upset about that. Like, she will completely say that, yeah, she was admittedly upset about it. Like, obviously I'm not quoting her, I'm just paraphrasing. But she, like, you know, she learned about her being fired literally literally the day we all heard about it. And that's like, that's fucked up, man. You don't do that to, like, a VA that's, you know, been a VA for your character for your company for 2 decades or so. It's kind of an asshole move, just saying. Anyways, I already showed you guys the 3DS with the Charles and the oh shit, I actually left it up in my car upstairs. Chat, I'm gonna do a be right back, because I'm gonna go get the album that Vinny signed out of the car upstairs, because I did accidentally leave it in my car. So I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Alright, I'm back. So, here's the album Vinny signed for me. It's called Another Light. It's my favorite album of theirs. But, yeah. It is thunderstorming like hell out there. Like, everywhere around me, but not where I am, which is really weird. That's the problem about living in a city in a valley. We kind of just avoid all the rain and storms. In fact, I'd even... Let me just pull up the radar right now. It's actually kind of fucking insane. Whew. Oh, yeah, look at that. We're just dodging it. Damn. But yeah. Sorry about the wait. I just want to make sure I had this. What you witnessed yesterday, I think we got that storm. I think we're literally getting that storm right now. But, here's what the inside looks like. And that's the disc. That has already been played like 3 times, I should mention. This is literally one of my favorite albums. And, I've already gotten a good amount of play out of it on my, car. So. Alright, I've shown you all my autographs. And, man, it is insane how short of breath I am because of how humid it is outside. It is fucking awful, man. Like, I literally step out for 2 minutes, and the humidity is, like, through the roof. And the heat outside, even at, like, 10 p.m., is fucking awful, dude. Like, it is just oppressive outside. It's 86 right now. Guys, it's 86 at 10 p.m. It's 86 degrees outside at 10 p.m. That is so stupid. With 70% humidity. That is disgusting. That is absolutely atrocious. I hate summers here for a reason. Anyway. But I've been having to deal with that for like the past 3 days. Or past 3 nights. Because I'll be, walking around outside after the convention. And when you're wearing 3 layers, it's not that fun. Because you literally just overheat from the inside out. Not fun. Alright. Anyways, let me show you guys a couple things. Actually, let's first stay with Vinesauce for a little bit, because he was passing these out with his when you met up with him. In fact, he had a couple things. Because he would set aside these like little care packages for people when he met them. The first thing is a poker chip. He gave everyone a poker chip. The humble weed whacker. Yes, that's him. But yeah, he gave everyone a poker chip. And it's a very, very... I like it. I like it a lot. Poker chips are cool to collect. I have a couple already. I have a couple from Charlestown, the cruise ship I was on. They're actually propping up my one monitor, funnily enough. I have two $2.50 ones. So, funnily enough, anytime I get a blackjack at a casino, they give you like 150% payout. And usually I'm betting in $5 increments, so I get a $2.50 chip back. So anytime I get that $2.50 chip, I put it in my pocket as a collector's item. Yes, I'm weird, but that's how JASIC works. And I have two $2.50 chips, and now I have a Vinesauce one. Hello there. But I literally just opened this up, so I guess provided these are like lewd artwork or slime girls, I'm just gonna show you what these are. Infected mushroom. Does that say burb or infected mushroom? Be right back. We'll be right back after this DMCA. Nice. Scoot Sona. Nice. Nice Persona reference, guys. That is a Rarity S card. Zip Zoom. Mail Day. What do your feet smell like? That's what Don asks on a daily occasion. Emmanuel Blast. Hey, Redvox. That's the band. Shameless self-promo. Yep. Fritch the Frog. If I can rotate the card over. I know this is a terrible camera to be showing cards with. Sleuths. Don't look up the name on Google. Don't. Please don't. Don't actually do that. That's a bad idea. That's like that'll get you on a watch list. Plunger Pulpo. That's questionable. That is questionable art, that's for sure. Oh, god damn it, it's a slime girl. At least it's not a lewd one. But it is a slime girl. And then Vinesauce RPG Squad. Nice SMRPG reference. I love it. That's cute. But yeah, I got those on top of a Vine Shroom, which he says do not sell on eBay, please. I don't plan to, because these are kind of priceless to me. And his business card is also a trading card. Again, very, very clever. Very meta, Vinny. Very meta. Very meta indeed, my friend. Except a couple of these are flipped over, and I don't know why. Doesn't even matter how hard you try. Sloot. Let me make sure I have it right. Sloot. Don't look up the name on Google. In addition, for those that don't know, the new Flesh was a free game that recently released on Steam that was actually made for Redbox for their songs. And I will probably play it in the near future alongside Ina Dream Barbecue because both of them have Vinesauce in it. Shocker, I know. But also because Evan really wants me to play Ina. I think I know what you're talking about. You know what this is, because I believe it's free, and I'm gonna be playing it soon. Because again, it has good music in it, and because I know who Vinesauce is. So, Dawn, you'll get a kick out of this. You'll get a kick out of this. So, another Link cosplayer was dressed up as Tears of the Kingdom Link, and he gave me this. Who knows what this is? Chat, who knows what this is? If you know, good for you. If you don't know, go play Tears of the Kingdom. Is that a wild lily? No, Dawn. It's from your favorite Zelda game, you idiot. It's not a wild lily. It's a muddle bud, yes. But yeah, one of the cosplayers gave me a muddle bud, and as you know, I handed out probably probably 150 rupees. The flyer used to go to the prom. Haha, you're funny. And then I got a bunch of different stickers. Probably my favorite is this one. Be polite. Be efficient. Have a plan to kill everyone you meet. And then, of course, so this was from a TF2 sniper. And then this one was from a TF2 medic. So, medic. But yeah, no, there were a couple TF2 cosplayers there. It was actually really cool. There were quite a few of them. Oh, and I also got this from, I want to say a Korok, but it's like, just a little clover. Press E for help. It's my favorite Zelda game because it's currently the only Zelda game I've ever played. Really, Don? Go play Link to the Past. That's a good game. Also, this dude, dressed up as like a Superman derivative and gave me a sticker and his link trees on it. Good luck having the camera capture that because it's not going to work with how fine of a detail it is. But dude, I probably met like 5 other people who are like, streamers or do some sort of like thing on Twitch, and we've all like followed each other as a result of it. It's kind of funny. Yeah, how's it going, Phoenix? How you doing? Got a bunch of business cards. I'm just going to put them to the side. I'm not going to show those on screen mainly because I don't need to. But what else can I show? Actually, I'll show one of them. Just because it's cool. They do Game Boy mods, and I just figured I'd show it. But they go by Game Changer _ mods. And they had like a shit ton. And I'm not even like joking when I say this. They probably had a rack of like 30 or 40 Game Boys, Game Boy Colors, Game Boy Advances, and SPs. Probably actually closer to 50 that were modded the hell out of, like lithium battery replacements, IPS or OLED displays, like completely changed out shells and buttons. Like there was one that was like, Super Famicom themed. There were a couple that were Pokemon themed, I believe. And of course, like every one of them was beautiful, and they even made their own homebrew game, which is pretty neat. If you ever played Mario Golf on the Game Boy Color or Golden Sun or anything like that, it basically feels just like a spitting image of that, except like a 3 to 4 hour game. But it's really cool that they modded the hardware and then were also able to exploit the software and make their own game out of it. Just pretty neat. Got to give it to them for that. What else did I get? Oh, here's something funny for you guys. It makes me kind of sad because I honestly should have brought the cosplay more at one of the days. The lanyard they gave me on Friday was Monster Energy. And if you know anything about being in this community, you know I've dressed up as Astolfo a couple times. It would have been really fucking funny if I was dressed up as Astolfo and had this monster lanyard on. It would have been fucking hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. But, I didn't know that I was going to have a monster lanyard until I got there. That's still funny as hell, though. But, yeah, I have a monster lanyard just here now. But as soon as I saw it, I'm like, damn, that would have been really funny if I brought that. That would have been really funny. And then one of the few things I actually bought, other than, a couple things, like autographs and stuff, I bought this because, I love Snapcube. Snapcube is hilarious, and this is going onto my whiteboard after I stream. But how do you like that, Obama? I pissed on the moon, you idiot. I mean, come on, it's a classic reference. There's a dude that had like a whole booth set up of references. What about the anti-goom protocol? The anti-goom protocol was on here. It was on the back of the Vinesauce thing, and it says, warning, do not eat the package. Gooning and gambling are an addiction and should be taken seriously. So Vinesauce is the one that's like, warning, gooning and gambling are bad for you. Because they are, Don, contrary to what you think. But yeah, I think I showed all my drip. Oh, I have one more thing. I don't know if you guys saw the short yet. I'll probably show it in the next couple minutes. But there was a short where I had a mailman from Twilight Princess run over to me and follow me. And then she ended up giving me, a little mail envelope and a piece of paper, like basically, self-promoting her. But it was really cool. I loved that. I thought it was a really clever little thing. And of course, making these is a pain in the ass. With my 3D printer, I just, click print and then it's done. With these, you gotta, paint them and buy a couple hundred of them. Much more complex. So I gotta give it to the cosplayer for doing that. What else was I gonna show you guys? I showed you all the cool shit I got. I played Danmaku in person. In fact, with a buddy of mine by the name of Chadley. A lot of you probably don't know who Chadley is because a lot of you aren't super OG or maybe just had him fly under the radar because he doesn't really watch me super often, but we've kind of rekindled a relationship because of TMG, which is kind of a good thing. I'm really appreciative of that. But he has a very fancy, luxurious beard, and he's a great guy. He's a beard guy that does arts and crafts. Yeah, how OG? About 6 years old now, or 6.5 even? No, 6 on the dot. About 6 years I've known him. About 6 years. No. Fletch, you're like 8 years OG, man. You're 8 years OG. He's about 6 years. Still, like, he kind of just flew under the radar most of the time. Yeah, you're like the first one here, other than my brother and sister. My brother would technically be the most OG outside of actual family, like my dad. Like actual, like, family that precedes his generation, my generation. Like, my father and my mother are the most OG to me, quite literally. And then my brother is, you know, after 2 years of me existing, then he became an OG member. But no, Chad I've known for like 6 years. I've known him since 2019, and he's a really cool guy, really cool family. He brought his 2 sons with him, and we played Danmaku with my one friend Will, and we played a 5-player Danmaku game, and they seemed to understand it, which made me happy. Because I got to play a game with people. You want to play a game? No, I got to play a game with people, though, and I was really happy about that. Also, I'm getting pings up the wazoo. Why am I getting pinged? Why am I pinged? Lady, thank you for the follow. Okay, seriously, who pinged me outside of DM? Was it you, Don? Oh, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. Okay. Oh, it was the bot. The bot pinged me, saying I was live. But yeah, I should be at least a savage toddler. Well, Alex, I think you've known me since, like, what, 21? 20, maybe? So you're like 4 or 5 years. Yeah. Oh, also, I'm wearing the fancy shirt that is in Breath of the Wild. I wore that on my first day over. Just because why not? But yeah, let me go over to the photos. Actually, first, before I do photos, let me show you guys all the shorts that I just uploaded. Because yes, we're gonna watch the TikTok, the Google's version of TikTok for a little bit because I posted a bunch of stuff there. So cope. Hi, Molly Starcat. Welcome. You're actually one of the IRLs. So Molly Starcat is one of the IRLs that met me at the at TMG. I believe you were the one with the Triforce tattoo. Don't be sure to correct me if I'm wrong. But I saw you at the Crush 40 concert, and I saw your Triforce tattoo on your hand, and I'm like, fuck, I want that. I want that, but I know it's gonna... It'll probably hurt like a bitch for a month. I've heard many people tell me tattoos hurt like a bitch after a few weeks. But, damn, I want that. I want that. Specifically on my left hand, because I'm a lefty. But, which is why I cosplay Link, actually. Anyways, I'm going to show you guys a couple but this is probably my first one, my favorite one. Such a classic. Yeah, there was a postman. There was a postman on Saturday. And fuck, what was she on Friday? She was something on Friday. And then she said, yeah, I'm going to be postman tomorrow. So I was like, all right, we need to do a bit where you're running at me and I'm running away from you. So, like, literally during the photo shoot, I met all the cool cosplayers. There's a Twin Rova cosplayer from Ocarina of Time, which if anybody doesn't know what Twin Rova looks like, she's hot, first off. Second off, it's hard to pull off. And if you pull it off, it looks sick as hell. And she looked sick as hell. Like, absolutely sick as hell. She had, like, 2 torches in her hands that lighted up red and blue. Oh my god, there's so much cool shit. And then in a cosplay contest, when I was in a cosplay contest, there's so many cool cosplayers I got to hang out with and just chat up for like the next hour and a half because that award ceremony took way too freaking long. Don't you love cosplay contests where you just have to sit in them for 2 or stand in them for 2 hours on concrete floor? It's great. It's great. Jeez. Jeez Louise. But yeah, there was that. And then my friends, one of my friends is a Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom Link cosplayer. And then one of her friends is Addison from Tears of the Kingdom. And he actually made that sign functional. That rope on the bottom unties, and he can extend the legs out to make it support itself. Obviously, it didn't work as well in this video, but it does actually work. And it was really cool. And moreover, I'm going to pause because my friend here, she actually did make that quiver. That quiver is made by herself. I believe she used EVA foam for it, but I'm insanely jealous because I am ass at EVA foam, and EVA foam is a pain in the ass, and I hate it. I do 3D printing for a reason. And anyways, enough of my rant. She looks... I envy her skills with that quiver. And I envy this man's skills for his painting. Unless you get disqualified for innuendo. What do you mean? Wait. Mimi, were you disqualified for an innuendo? But yeah, that, yep, wait, what? I need to hear the story, Mimi. I need to hear the story. No. Hold on. And, here's another cool short. So, Rouge, the bat, had a Chaos Emerald. But it was playing music. There was a speaker inside of that emerald. Like, that's sick. That is such a smart thing to do. Because if you're lugging a giant fucking prop around, you might as well make it fancy and actually, like, have it do something. That's so cool. I love that. Hold on. That's so cool. I love that. But yeah, and for those that don't know or weren't there, Crush 40 was at a concert, was doing a concert late that Saturday night, and they were playing all the quite literal gems of the Sonic franchise when it comes to music. I'm not a Sonic fan, and the reason I'm not a Sonic fan is because, well, the fan base is questionable furries at best, and down bad gooners at worst. Sorry, not sorry. But the 2D games I've heard are amazing. I've also heard the 3D games are absolute ass, or at least like all but 2 of them. Sonic Adventure I've heard is amazing, and I've watched enough of the fan dubs to know that it's pretty good. But I will admit the Sonic movies are amazing. The Sonic cartoons I've heard are really good. It's just the Sonic games as they are today kind of suck. But I guess you could say the same thing about a lot of Nintendo stuff. They're fun if you don't take it seriously. Yeah, no, I've heard that too. It's just, it's kind of like, I don't know. Undertale I enjoyed. It's just the fan base of it is god-awful. And I feel like Sonic has a similar analogy to it. Like, the games are fun. It's just the fan base is god-awful. The Sonic Boom, Sonic X, and Sonic movies are really good. Dude, Sonic Boom is hilarious. The whole Knuckles like doing a rant about Amy about to win the soccer game and just absolutely blowing everyone's mind is like such a me thing. It's like, damn Knuckles, you're just like me, bro. Or Link costume or both. I wasn't even 16 at the time. Ah, damn. It's the same as Pokemon. Oh, dude, Pokemon is degeneracy as hell. I love to ream on the Pokemon fan base for one reason. It's basically just gambling for children, and I know a lot of people hate me for saying that, but it's gambling for children. And there's a lot of people that like to sexualize the trainers, and half of them are kids. Guys, come on, stop it. Go outside. Grow the fuck up. Stop being disgusting human beings. No, seriously, though. I do have quite a few quarrels with the Pokemon fan base. I have quite a few quarrels. That and you guys buy, you know, $60 Pokemon games every year that run like shit, look like shit, don't even have the full Pokedex, and being complacent about that is not a good idea. And you're just funding the people that are suing Pal Worlds and trying to destroy creativity in that whole entire genre. So, I hate to say it, but like Pokemon fans as they are today are the problem, unless you're one of those that sits around and plays the DS games 20 years later. In which case, you're based, and if you play ROM hacks, you're also based, but if you actually buy the games today, you're part of the problem. I'll just say it like that. And I know that may piss off people, but that's just the way I see it. Anyways, let me quickly hide my screen, exit full screen here, and do one more quick thing, actually. So, I made a Excel sheet in Google Docs. I finally updated it. I had it originally locally on my computer, and I decided to go, nah, we're going to simplify this shit. I'm just going to move it over to Google Drive, so that way you guys can look at it for free. And let me quickly share this with you guys. There you go, y'all. If you want to take a look at it, you can there. But yeah, this is my convention schedule. For those that are curious, typically, if you're curious, you should be in the area. If you're not in the area, this isn't really important or worth info for you, unless you want to stalk me for some reason, in which case, kindly go to jail, because I'm not okay with that. Shampoo cosplay. Wait, Ranma12, male character named Moose. I was a character named Shampoo. It was a full skit. And by pulling a room key out of my bra and stated that I find out why he's called the Master of Hidden Weapons. Damn. I assume this is an anime meme, because, again, I live under a rock when it comes to anime. I'm really bad at that, and I apologize. I'm really stupid when it comes to anime. Like, really stupid. Like, I live under a rock. Like, I knew, at least I knew about Bochi the Rock. Speaking of living under rocks, I knew about Bochi the Rock. But, oh, made by the same author as Yatsura. Okay, so it's the same author as the one that made your Lum waifu. Got it. Got it. For those that don't know, Alex really likes Lum for some reason. Because he likes alien electric girls. I don't know. He just likes aliens that look like hot women. I mean, I can't really judge him for seeing things that look like hot women and go ooh la la, but shit. But yeah, for those who are curious, my convention schedule's there. Please go ahead and take a look at it. I'm not gonna force you to, but it's very useful, and it's a tool that I use on the frequent. And then let me quickly move on over to this. Let me just hide all this crap. Let me open up my photo gallery. And let me unplug my phone, because I don't need it in my computer anymore. I forgot to remove it. You love Lum? You and Alex would get along quite well. Alright, let me scroll down to the folder. By the way, this folder's like 10 gigs, I think. Hold on, how big is it? 7.5 gigs. That's how many photos and videos I took. Most of that was the Mario Kart tournament, though. Most of that was video recording of the Mario Kart tourney. Anyways, let me just dive on in. So, this was about 30 minutes after getting in line. It was just a herd of people getting in on Friday. Like Friday at like 2:30 p.m. This is what it looked like at Friday at 2:30 p.m. It was just a herd of people. By the way, that guy had a Zelda gold cartridge backpack. That guy was insanely based. And that guy had a bunch of like Zelda items on his shirt. I want that shirt. You were early on Friday? Yeah, you were just like me then. Okay, here's something I regret not buying. I regret not buying this Kirby cone, and I can explain why I regret not buying it. Because my VLC icon, I don't know if you guys can see because it looks really small on my computer, but my VLC icon for my computer is Kirby cone. I literally changed the ICO file for VLC to be Kirby cone. So I want a Kirby cone IRL just because I think it's funny. But I forgot to buy him. Also, Meg would be insanely jealous. But there's also Kirby Lightbulb and Kirby Car. And honestly, Kirby Car would have been really funny too. There are a lot of plushies there. No Fumos though. Not like Sci-Fi Valley. Where I got Reimu. I got this cutie. I'm so happy. Speaking of Touhou, there's a lot of Touhou cosplayers. Apparently there was a Flanders Scarlet that I missed out on. I'm so mad about that. Would have been really cool if I saw a Flanders Scarlet, but I saw 2 Marissas, I saw a Satori, and I saw a Furukawa. You saw the Flanders Scarlet? Oh, you can't do this to me. You can't taunt me like that. Oh, fuck. Oh my god. I'm glad you know what Touhou is though. So here's a Skyward Sword Zelda. That was the first Zelda I saw. You saw her as you were leaving. Oh, you're taunting me. Ah, pain. The pain and the misery. I would have loved to have seen her. I would have loved to have seen her. I used to call her Christmas Lights Girl because her wings look like Christmas lights. Yes, I'm a child. I have names for characters, and I don't even remember the names until like a few years later. I called her Christmas Lights Girl. And Reimu and Marissa were Big Bow and Big Hat. This is also from the guy who intentionally mispronounces names just to be funny, like Hatsune Miku. I do that intentionally just to fuck with people. I'm a terrible person. Didn't you know that already? I'm absolutely terrible. These are really cool. I was almost tempted to buy one of these, but they're like 3D lithoplanes where they have like a bunch of different layers of glass with different stuff on them. Oh, I can't zoom in anymore. Damn it. 4066. All right, there we go. But yeah, if you look carefully, like you can see the shadow because there's multiple layers of glass. Mad Marks or Made Marks. Honestly, Made Marks. Honestly, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. She really does look like Marks from Kirby. She really does. You say that, but you're right. I can't really argue with that. But these are really cool. Like, I absolutely love the Zelda 1 one, as well as the Mario 3. Especially, like, the little shadow of the tail there. Again, these are really cool. I kind of wish I picked one up, and I didn't. And I'm kind of regretting it now, because they all looked really sick. But, like, here's another zoom in of, like, proof that it's, you know, an actual shadow. Here's Toriel from Undertale. She looked really good. The apron was very well done. So the triangle on the right side, like right where my mouse is, came off. You can't see it because the badge is hiding it. Well, you can probably see where a corner of it was, but she looked really good. I always respect Undertale cosplayers because they always look really sick, and you don't see it that often. Damn it, I'm gonna have to keep reopening Photo Explorer, aren't I? Because I need to get a zoom in on this. But, Sniper here had a job application sign from TF2. Oh shit. And this sniper ended up coming back the next day as medic. And in fact, hold on. Both of the stickers I got, both the TF2 stickers, the Be Polite and the medic sign, were both from her. And Phoenix, if you're watching, she looks a little bit like you. Maybe that's my intrusive thoughts, or maybe she does actually look like you. I don't know. Fucking love that. Textbook. Absolutely textbook. This I sent to Mimi as soon as I saw it because she's a huge, and I mean it when I say this, a huge Resident Evil fan. And they had a Japanese Dreamcast with the Umbrella Corp logo on it for like $300. I'm not gonna buy a $325 Dreamcast, but that was cool to see. That was definitely a rare model, and it was cool to see it. This guy has these Guardian themed T-shirts that he was selling, and I forgot to get one. I'll probably after the stream I'll probably hit him up and go like, "Hey, can I get one?" But yeah, they had a bunch of different dance games here. They had DDR, of course. They had DDR with like the green arrows, which I've never seen before. And then they had that one like dot matrix thing that I don't know the name of. Dance in Stardom. Dance something Stardom. I see it right there. But I see these at like arcade places all the time, and like the biggest weeaboos will play on it. But I've heard it's pretty fun. Now, I just played Pole Position, which was right over here somewhere, I believe. I want to say it's one of those arcade cabinets. That's too rich for my blood. I just keep working on a car theme. Can't wait for your new car plate. Yeah, dude, I'm so excited for that. I'm so excited for it. Dude, I hope you don't mind, Mimi, but there's like a dude that was dressed up in like a drip trench coat with like the stars like pin with like a stars pin on. And I showed him like all the pictures of your car, and he was like geeking out over it. He absolutely loved it. He absolutely geeked out over it. Thanks for your input on that. I'm glad I could. Really wanted to play the Monkey Ball arcade, but someone was on it for like 30 minutes. Damn. They should have like a time limit after a little while. At least, just my opinion, at least. Alright, there we go. I have to close the multiple windows I have open of Photo Explorer because I'm too lazy to get a new Photo Explorer app. There's my really shitty run of Pole Position. Trust me, it gets better. Here's another really shitty run. I think I ended up getting to like, yeah, I barely missed 30k. By the end of the show, there were people with a 48,000 score. I think I ended up getting 4th on the leaderboard on Sunday. But here's a bunch of different pinball machines. You had Terminator, you had The Simpsons, Star Wars, and Hardbody. And then there was another side I'll show you in a second. Here's that Matrix Stardom machine again. Another DDR machine. And then there's, you can't really see it because I am really shitty at taking videos. Or at least iPhones are really shitty at taking videos. There are those, like, vacuum rhythm games that, like, you have to, like, basically move your hands in a circle in front of you. I think they're called vacuum, though don't quote me on that. But there are a bunch of those over in that side, too. Oh, there you go. Now you can see him better. But I think that was Project Diva as well over there? I don't know. There was just a lot of different rhythm games, and I frankly don't care much about them. There's a couple Pac-Man machines over here. There's a Mario Bros. Arcade, which I didn't know existed until Friday. And I had a couple other pinball machines. That was my first time getting Pole Position. And trust me, I started grinding the fuck out of this thing. I ended up breaking 35k. And then I ran into Invincible. And somebody with a combustible lemon shirt, which, if you know anything about me, I love Portal. So seeing a combustible lemon shirt was pretty funny. I forget what she's cosplaying as, but feel free to yell at me if you know. Did you see the crazy taxi car outside? Wait! What? That was a crazy taxi? No! When was this? When was this? I need to know. I need to know. I need to know. When was this? I would have killed to see that. I would have loved to have seen that. Oh, dude. My friend was gonna bring in his, like, 81 Camaro, but, his brother didn't want to drive 2 hours to, drop it off, and he was kind of pissed off at that. But no, he was gonna bring his 81 Camaro over to show it off. So, there are a lot of people with, like, I guess a lot of people that were trying to show cars off. Man, I would have loved to have seen that crazy taxi, dude. I would have loved to have seen that. Bayonetta, of course. She looked really good. Like, okay, getting a head level view is nice, but getting like a chest level view of some of these cosplays just makes them look taller and makes them look more badass. And with Bayonetta, I feel like that was a perfect view to take a photo of. She looks amazing. There was a cosplayer that did like a Victorian, like, female, like, version of Luigi, and this was pretty sick. She apparently used a couple dozen different jeans to make the skirt, and I believe she used curtain blinds, if I remember correctly. She used curtain blinds to make the blouse, which is pretty sick in my opinion. There's me with Ryu. And a Ralsei. Please do. Please do. I'd love to see it. Yeah, there's a Ralsei. There are a couple Ralseis. I think there are like 3 or 4 of them that I saw at the show. And then there's a Decidueye, which was my starter in Moon. Don't play that game. It sucks. But there's a Decidueye there, and again, you don't see Pokemon cosplays like this, so I was kind of impressed by that. Then there's Addison with my friend Link and my other friend Zelda. Yes, I'm friends with a bunch of Zelda cosplayers. How could you tell? But yeah, that time he actually got to stand up, and then I had to make him... I asked him to demonstrate it standing up again in a video. But he painted that. Like, holy shit, he painted that. I'm incredibly jealous. My painting skills are dog shit. So, like, kudos to him for that, because I love it. Oh, here's the video. Here's the video that I showed you guys earlier. And here's Zelda death gripping the thing. So cute, all of them. We should have done... They should have done a group cosplay. They honestly should have done a group cosplay. It would have been really cool. They should have entered the group cosplay contest. They could have easily, you know, won something. And then, Addison gave me a Muddle Bud, which I already showed you guys. And, one of the, posters had, Neko, which is the one on the left, and Gato, which are the mascots, as Link and Zelda, which I thought was hilarious. So I'm like, guess what? I'm taking a photo of it. Alright, here's a trope of mine. I like taking pictures of cool plates, and, or custom plates. And here's a Fumo. That's a Sakuya Fumo. And then there was a Suwaka Fumo, I believe is her name. Hold on, I need to make sure. Is it called Suwaka? Alright, I forget what it's named, or what her name is. Fun will tell me. I just have to scroll up in Hobby Channel, because that's where it all is. Suwako. Suwako. Alright. And then there was a Sterno patch on one of the backpacks, which I thought was really funny. There's a Sterno, and then there's something else here. I can't really tell which one it is, because it's not in focus. And then there's Rouge with the speaker emeralds. Her wings are retractable too. Actually, there are a bunch of Rouge cosplayers that had like wings that would fold up, and this is one of them. It was really sick. There's Vinny. There's the man in the flesh himself. I could not believe my eyes, man. I was so happy to see him. That's probably the best take of the 4. But dude, I was so glad to see him, man. I bought the Redbox album off of him, and don't think I bought anything else that I can think of. I think I literally just bought the album. And then, of course, as soon as I get out of line, I run into more Tohu. You forgot to ask a photo with him? Bro. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to give him a rupee. Because I don't know if I gave you one. I know I did give you one. I know I gave you one because I saw your Triforce tattoo and it's like, fuck it, I'm giving you a rupee. And I should have given him one, and I'm so mad I didn't. But for anyone that wasn't a Tohu cosplayer, I'd give said person a rupee. But for Tohu cosplayers, let me show you guys them in a sec. Let me quickly pull them up. If you were a Tohu cosplayer, I had these 3D printed, and you can put a fishing line through them to wear them as like a necklace or something. But for those that don't know, these are Power and Bomb, which if you play Tohu, you know what these are. If you don't play Tohu, then I'm not going to explain it to you. But I printed these out a couple months ago, and I am sitting on like a little cache of them, and I give these out to Tohu cosplayers. So if you dress up as a Tohu character, you get one of these. And each of them got a power. Actually, I think one of them got a bomb and one of them got a power. But yeah, those I just casually have like a stack of in my room, basically, and I restock them anytime I give them away. But that's Satori, Kameshi Satori, and that's I believe her name is Furukawa Nomoto. As my friend likes to call her, Fire Waifu, because he's weird and he really likes her for some reason. I don't know. And anytime I look at this one, I laugh my ass off. Oh my god. This is Daisy. If you couldn't tell, sponsored by Daisy Sour Cream. Such a fucking dad joke, and I love it. Oh my god. She looks like you? What? Brother, what? Well, so let me get a zoom in. But yeah, she has a bunch of sour cream buckets surrounding her. And just a bunch of lids surrounding her. And for, I believe for her graduation gift, like she quote-unquote told me, for her graduation gift, she got like 30 cups of sour cream. You can't make this shit up. But for like her graduation, she got like 30 cups of sour cream. Just for the cups themselves. But no, she was funny. She looked great. I absolutely loved her cosplay. And yeah, she's wearing a hoop dress for those that are curious. So there was no way she was able to sit down in that thing. Bless her heart. But no, she looks really good. And then here's all the shit Vinny signed for me and gave me. Oh, I bought a Redbox shirt. How could I forget about that? I bought a Redbox shirt. What is wrong with me? Holy shit, how did I forget that? Oh my god, it's been a long weekend. It's been a long weekend. I've been fighting a migraine all morning, so my entire short-term memory is just shot at this point. But yeah, I bought a Redbox shirt as well, which you'll see in a second. There's a Chuckle Nuts. Hey, Chuckle Nuts! Me vibing to the Wii Shop theme. Did I go to Redbox concert? So I went to the one at MagFest because MagFest is an hour away from me, and because if I see Vinny and he's an hour away from me, I'm gonna go fucking see him. But I went to that back in January. I didn't hear about the concert happening until it was A, too late, and B, was in New Jersey. And I'm not driving 5 hours just to see Redbox. Like, no offense to Vinny, but I already saw him once. I don't need to see him again and drive 5 hours one way just to see him. Albeit, good for him. I'm glad he's finally doing gigs properly now, because it took him forever to actually start, doing gigs with Redvox. So I'm kind of happy he's actually doing gigs now, but he was just, that's New Jersey. If he was doing one in, like, Delaware, or hell, if he did one in Baltimore, I'd be the first one to buy a ticket. But, it was a wonderful concert. I'm glad to hear that. It's just, again, New Jersey's just a little too far for me. And the closer I get to New York City, the less likely I'm willing to go. But they were playing Initial D while Baby Park was going on, which I thought was hilarious. So we were in the first heat, or no, we were in the second heat of Double Dash co-op. This is the first heat of Double Dash. New Jersey is bleh anyway. Trust me, I am well aware. I know a couple people. Sorry, more than a couple people from New Jersey. They can concur. They can concur. And there's all the different trophies and other shit that they had there. They even had like a little poker chip that was a QR code. But that was on Friday. My buddy and I ended up getting 2 silver medals, one for each of us, and I showed you guys that already. But we got that for getting second place in the Double Dash finals, co-op finals, on Friday. There was another tournament that we did on Sunday that was the same thing, and we didn't do as well because the first race we got 7th, and we can attribute that to being item spammed to hell and back on the first race. That and the guys who were speedrunners got the meta cart 3 times in a row. For those that don't know, when you're playing in LAN, the carts are randomized. They somehow got the wood cart 3 times in a row, which is like meta. So we end up losing because of that, because they got first all 4 races. So it was just a sweep. It was an absolute sweep. But there it is. Alongside all the other shit I got that day. Dude, Friday was packed. I had such a good time on Friday. Oh, and the Forbidden Haribo. Don't you love when you go to your crappy motel and you see the Forbidden Haribo? Me too. I'm being sarcastic. I'm being very sarcastic. So let me quickly close that. That's me wearing the Redvox drip at like 1 in the morning. You know, because we were up till that time. Mainly because we had to fumigate the room. The room smelled like ammonia all night. It smelled like ammonia and tobacco. Hey, I paid $180 for the hotel. That's cheaper than like $320, so it was worth it to me. It was worth the $8 of Febreze. I still saved $100. There's Medic, the same girl that did Sniper the previous day. In my medical opinion, you need to get a job. Oh, she even had the Uber charge, which is really cool. There's a Miku. I don't know the incarnation of Miku because I'm not a Miku fan. I just know that that's Miku because the teal hair and the headset. But she was struggling to get this ball glued onto the mic that she had, which was still really cute. And that's Samantha Kelly. So, Saturday morning, as I walk into the door, I am just booking it straight to the autograph lines. I got to Samantha Kelly in 5 minutes, and I got to Charles in 30. I got insanely lucky with that, because that Charles line was like an hour long the rest of the day. I got in there first thing after Samantha Kelly, and it was worth it. And I got to hold a bup while she held Peach, and we got pictures together. I was so happy. Charles took a while. Oh, I know Charles took a while. I'm well aware. I was on a mission Saturday morning. I was like, all right, I'm getting into Sam's line, and then I'm immediately booking it over to Charles. And I'm glad I did, because the line just kept growing once I got in it. What I did was definitely a smart move. But Sam was always so sweet. Like, she was so kind to me. She treated me with such respect, and I was like, I was so mad that they basically just threw her under the bus when the Switch 2 came out. They were done with her. They basically threw her away. And I let her know of my opinions on that. I basically just said, I'm pissed off that they got rid of you. Like, you deserve better. Like, I was so mad at that because she was so sweet. I loved her. Oh my god, she did such a good job voicing my favorite mushroom-headed idiot and a princess. Yeah, screwed. Hey, Molly, the more you know about me, the more of a seedy underbelly you know about me pirating their games. I'm just gonna say it like that. I played Tears of the Kingdom a week before it released. That's just the surface of the stuff I've done. That's just the surface. I don't treat the company with respect anymore. I don't. They're a terrible company. And the people that blindly support them are the problem. I bought 2 Switch 2s to resell. I'm not buying one for myself until they become hackable. I don't care for the company anymore. They literally treat their voice actors like shit. And they treat their fans like shit. They DMCA their fan projects. I don't have respect for the company. I do not respect Nintendo as a company. I respect them for making games in the 2010s. I do not respect them as a company. You like your games too much? I have an infinitely long backlog. I'm like sitting pretty. I like my 10 games that I constantly play, and then maybe I'll play a game that I haven't played before. And then when I'm done with that game, I'll go back to my 10 games I enjoy. And then maybe I'll go back to a new game, and then go back to my 10 games. I'm very simple. I'm a simple old man. I'm a simple old fart. I'll play the same 10 games all frickin' day. And then I'll occasionally boot up the game that somebody goes like, hey, you should play this. Like, I still need to play a Resident Evil game. And Mimi, I want you to get on my ass about that, because I do want to play 4 sometime. Because I've heard very good things about it. And if I do play it, it'll be the GameCube version. But yeah, she was so energetic and happy. I loved her. She was so sweet. Sam was so sweet. And that's what she signed. She signed my 3DS. I mean, same, I'm a retro collector. I'm a retro collector too. But I don't collect the games physically. Let's just say I have a 72 terabyte storage server for a reason. If it's a game from the NES to the Wii U, I probably have it. Even the shovelware. Even the ROM hacks. On the cartridge-based games. On the cartridge-based systems. Even the ROM hacks. I literally have a library of ROMs that I will never play. But it is my fictionary middle finger to Nintendo for being such a shitty company. Oh no, I get it. I get it. I still have all my physical games. I have no plans to sell them because, you know, they're each worth like $50 a pop now. Also, I love... Dude, here's another thing. So, I'm showing you guys like the bare front of my 3DS because Peach signed it. But Street Pass went fucking ham at TMG, dude. Street Pass is going ham. There were so many pings I was getting on Street Pass. I think I got like 30 pings on Street Pass. That whole freaking show. I'm randomly just got DM'd by someone. I forget who that... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me quickly look at this, Molly. Let me quickly look at this. Oh my god, you weren't kidding. Holy shit, you weren't kidding. Hold on. Yeah, you weren't kidding. And Samus is driving. Oh my god. That's amazing. Holy shit. Dude, that's legendary. I love that. I absolutely love that. That is amazing. That's sick. I'm mad I missed that too. I'm really mad I missed that. That would have been so sick to see. I can just imagine. I can hear the music. I can hear the Crazy Taxi music in my head. I can hear that shit. Dude, Sega fucking cooks with their music, I'm telling you. But yeah, dude, I got like 30 Street Pass tags that show. I was so happy about that because I never got Street Pass as a kid. Like, I barely ever got it because I barely ever went on long-distance trips. Like, I think the only time where I got really good Street Pass was going to the zoo or... Yeah, that's basically it. Going to anywhere to DC or Baltimore, I get Street Pass up the wazoo, but everywhere else, I would just never get Street Pass. So I literally shook my 3DS to get play coins. That's what I did when I was a kid. I would shake my 3DS to get play coins so I could do shit like get puzzle pieces and stuff. And now that my 3DS is soft modded, I can just cheat them in. Oh, shoot. Anyways, here's Charles with my signed 3DS. He signed the top case of it because it has Mario on it. I should probably rotate that. There we go. Now it's rotated. But yeah, he personalized it for me, as did Samantha Kelly. And then immediately after that, we have Teto and Miku. I forget what... I know this is from a specific music video or song, and Mimi or anybody else that knows Miku, feel free to tell me which one. I don't know. I just know it's like from a specific one. And they end up being rivals in Double Dash with us, and they were pretty good at Double Dash. And I think Mario Kart 2, albeit I don't think he made it to finals in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but he was pretty good. Here's a Zelda and a Link. Here's a Rouge, which if you can see the string on her one arm, these wings were foldable, with a Shadow Mario. Have to hop off. Have a good night. Have a good night. But there was a Shadow Mario, which, again, you never see Shadow Mario, so I was really happy to see that. And there was a Soldier. Oh, Mimi, there was a Raccoon Police Department. I forget the guy's name. And an Eggman. They were with each other. There was the Payday crew. There are actually like 6 Payday crew members at the show. There was a lot of Payday. Usually I never see Payday representation at a show, and I saw like 6 of these guys. But I forget their names. I know that's Dallas, but I forget the rest of them. There's a Skyrim Whiterun soldier, or Whiterun guard. A Waluigi with a rose. A Weird Al Yankovic. A Sephiroth. And mind you, if you look carefully here, his sword, his is it Masamusa or Maramusa? I forget the name of the sword. But it's signed by the voice actor for Sephiroth, which I think is really cool. But he 3D printed this whole thing, which is freaking long. I could probably print one myself on a belt printer, but it would take literal days. And I don't know what I'd do with a 7-foot long blade in my house made of plastic. More Payday. Ganyu from Genshin Impact. And there's my second to last high score I got on pole position. And there's my highest score I got on pole position. That is my personal best, by the way. 45,000. I almost beat the 3rd lap. If I did, I would have been so happy. That would have been the first time I actually beat pole position. There's Scout with chicken. And then there's Ness with a blow-up bat. There are like 3 Nesses there, actually. There are quite a few of them. There's a Sans. There are a couple Sans, too. There's one with like a photorealistic skull, which I thought was really funny. There's one of the Snakes. You can see he has the Bluetooth speaker on. Agent 47 with the briefcase. I saw the briefcase and I just laughed my ass off. That briefcase is such a meme in Hitman 3. Or just Hitman in general. No, he looks sick. The Miku, she looks really good. She had a leak, very fittingly. And apparently it was like the Sanrio crossover version of Miku because she had the cinnamon roll thing on her head. Putin jump scare. That is not Putin. That is not Putin. But I sent this photo specifically to my half-sister because she absolutely loves Cinnamon Roll. And, yeah, she's a big Sanrio fan. So I made her happy. That's Old Man Chadley, for those that don't know. Really cool guy. Really, really awesome dude. I love hanging out with him. And, I got to rekindle our relationship. I've known him for like 6 years, and I got to rekindle the relationship because we got to hang out IRL. We love you, Chadley. It's so good to see you. And we got to play Damaku together. We got to hang out, sit in at a couple of, not press events, just a couple events. It was really fun. And then I ran into Bandana D as well as a Marissa. I gave the Marissa a bomb because, you know, all the Touhou cosplayers, I give them a bomb or a power. There's the, this is probably one of my favorite cosplays I saw at the show. A Tears of the Kingdom Link with, and Green Lantern crossover. And apparently this is actual canon in the comics. There was a gamer Green Lantern that made a shield that looks just like this in the comics. And he actually showed me the source material he used for his cosplay. And this is fucking sick. I'm sorry, this is just fucking sick. I love crossovers. And this is something I love. But he even had like the Green Lantern ring hooked up to his shield, which I thought was really cool as well. Again, I love shit like this. It's the stupidest, nerdiest shit possible, and I love it. Absolutely love it. And then we had a Spider-Man meme, where we had 4 of us. This is a cool photo. It went hard. I just wish we didn't have the photo bombers there. Best con cosplay? We should. Dude, the kid in the background. The kid in the background. Oh my god. And then we have a Mario Party 3 rendition of Daisy. I even asked her if this was like an N64 rendition of Daisy, and she said yes. But this is literally, she literally looks just like the renders from like Mario Tennis artwork and Mario Party 3 artwork. This looks just like her. She did a really good job on this one. This is one of my favorite cosplays of the show. It's a very simple one. We have Connor from Detroit Become Human. I referenced the entire 28 stab wounds thing to him. Don, that was a meme. That was a meme one of my friends sent me, Don. There's Buette. And there was a Waluigi as well. Yeah, that shit would not be allowed in a convention, you idiot. This Samus went fucking hard. Like, that was a sick Samus. I loved this. This is one of my favorite cosplays. Easily. If you can do a suit and you decide to choose Samus, you gain my respect. This is one of the 2 Katamaris I saw. There was another one. She looked pretty sick. She was actually rolling that ball around the entire convention. And then there was a kid that had like a smaller ball, and he was rolling that around too. I think I saw him on Sunday. You'll see the photo later. There's Twin Rova. She looked badass. Obviously, the lighting in there was kind of bad, but you can tell. I absolutely loved her cosplay. She looks super sick. There's Peaches, the sword one. She actually ended up going to the VA, Sam Kelly, and apparently that was the first sword fighter Peach that Sam Kelly ever saw in person, so she was really happy about that. There's the 2 snakes, or the twin snakes, haha. I ended up doing the funny meme with them after this photo shoot. There's 2 Buettes. That Buette goes hard. The one on the left goes hard. I don't know if it's the fangs or something, but that Buette goes hard. The umbrella, probably. The umbrella. A literal me. A literal frickin' me. And the me head was like offset too, which made it even derpier. I loved it. It was so derpy. Mimi, I forget who this is, but I know this is Resident Evil. This is up your alley. I forget his name. Oh, Heisenberg. That's it. Heisenberg. That's his name, Heisenberg. There's the postman. And you can see one of the Metroid enemies in the background. You see a lot of these at MagFest, the Sprite cosplays. There's Invincible sitting on Virgil's chair, about to get sliced into a million pieces. And there's Snake about to take out Virgil. I love that photo. That's even funnier because he's looking at me. Oh shit. Hey Don, look, Nami tattoo. Nami tattoo. There's Don Quixote. There's a Mario Tennis Daisy and a Mario Strikers Luigi. There's the FF7 cast. There's Aerith, Cloud, and I forget Cloud's buddy. I forget his name. Somebody told me what it was, and I immediately forgot. But I'm an idiot, and I forget names all the time, especially of games I haven't played yet. These guys have funny-ass names for, like, parodies, like Arbox, McDonald's, Weepin' Bell, Venin-Out Burger, Crispy Krabby, Little Caesars, or Sizors, Badoofies, Hadouken instead of Heineken, Ocarina of Time. Oh my god, I didn't even notice the Ocarina of Time one. That's fucking funny. I should have bought that. Damn. Long John Sylveon. Wappa Burger. Oh my god. Dude, these are funny. Baja Blastoise. These are fucking funny. And then we had a Michael Afton. A FNAF security guard. A Tears of the Kingdom Zelda. So, fun fact about this. This is a mother and daughter. Like, holy shit, she's a keeper. That's a mom I'd keep. That, like, damn, I wish I had a mom like this. Holy hell. Like, Mom, can we go to the convention? Sure, honey. Let's go to the convention dressed up as Demon Slayer. Why can't I? Oh my god, I would love that. I would love that. That's like 10 out of 10 mom right there. That's 10 out of 10 mom right there. I know that's Tanjiro. I don't know the one on the right. If somebody knows the character on the right, please let me know. But that went hard. I was like so happy to see that. That's a good mother right there. That's a good mother raising a good daughter right there. Star Trek. Zenitsu, thank you. Misa from Death Note. She looks really good. Peach. She looked really good. Lethal Company. Don's favorite video game. And then all the Snapcube references in one photo. Wolverine. That Wolverine kind of went hard. He like tried to get all feisty at me, and I was just like, you know I'm a wolf too, right? Because canonically Twilight Princess Link is a wolf. And, and I was just like, jokingly was not fazed by him at all. This is pretty funny. But no, he looks sick as hell. Like the red eyes and everything. Like he looked absolutely badass. Free Aaron. And then Chadley does cross-stitching. He actually cross-stitched the entire Link to the Past Light World map a couple years ago. And he also cross-stitched a DS playing one of the Pokemon games, which was also really cool. And then this is one of his projects as well. He did Ryu from Street Fighter. And my God, I'm telling you, this man is a freaking genius when it comes to this stuff. I don't know how he does it, or I would never have the patience to do this kind of stuff. Someday, I hope to have the money to commission him something. Someday, I hope to have the money to commission him and go like, here's $3,000. Make me this cross stitch. Like, shit, man, I'd gladly give him that money if I had it. Then, this guy, I was curious what his shirt was from, and he sent me the site for it. Anyways, here's Danmaku. If anybody wants to play it, please let me know, either by DMing me or mentioning it in chat, because I will gift you Tabletop Sim right now. It is half off. It is $10 right now. So please, by all means, if you want to play this with me sometime, let me know now so I can gift you the game. It's like $10 on Steam. You can play this as well as quite literally any tabletop or board game that exists on Tabletop Sim. It's $10 right now on Steam. Go get it, or have me get it for you if you're broke. I don't know. Who am I to judge? But I was originally Heroine, and we had Crisis of Faith, and I became partner, which was really funny. Another Marissa. This one had a broom and a fumo, and I got to hold the fumo. I got to hold it! I got to hold the fumo. Wait, I don't have the photo of me holding the fumo. Wait, where did the fumo photo go? Oh no, I don't have it. Oh, it's probably because he took a photo and gave it to me later. You'll probably see it later. Anyways, this is another really cool video. Mimi, you will love this. This guy had a whole freaking sleeve of like 10 like ghost or dark type Pokemon. Like, that tattoo sleeve went hard. There's me meeting up with Mr. Toad the Gamer and Elmeister. I was not expecting to meet people from the Mario Party community. But I was just like, yeah, I live stream on Twitch. My name's SavJasic20. And then this guy right here was like, wait a minute, I recognize that name. And I was like, how do you recognize the name? All of a sudden, I'm internet famous? What? I had a moment of being internet famous on Saturday night, and I just didn't understand it. Like, somehow I'm internet famous in the Mario Party community. I don't get it, but I'll take it. I was so off guard on that. I was entering a Mario Party 4 tournament, and I ran into these guys, and they're like a big part of the Mario Party community. Jason got high on power now. I don't know how, though, because I haven't been in the Mario Party community for literal years, and I'm still well known. I don't get it. Oh, shit. But yeah, there was they had a Virtual Boy kiosk at one of the stores, at one of the vendors there, and they were selling it for $6,000. Here's the thing, though. This shit is a piece of history, so it's worth that much money. Here's Crush 40. I'm not going to play the audio. I'm just going to scrub through it. But, yep, there's Crush 40 right there. Also, why is this not at full volume? But yeah, they had Crush 40 playing on Saturday night. I didn't stay the whole night because I ended up having a heat stroke incident, and I had to step out and get water, like, really freaking badly, and I ended up having one of the staff members get me water. Because when you're wearing 3 layers and there's this many people in one room, each body generates about 100 watts of heat. There's probably about 200 people in here, so you have about 20 kilowatts of heat being generated actively in that room. Maybe even closer to 30. And when you're wearing 3 layers, you're not getting rid of any of that heat. You're just cooking from the inside, so I had to, like, get out of there. Mesmers, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. But yeah, he did a whole like hour-long concert, and it was pretty lit. My one buddy, Will, he is a super fan of Crush 40, and he was really glad to see them. Then the next day, we started off with Jinx, who had the shark gun. That was really cool, by the way. She made that herself. It has like a PVC pipe in the center with some lights in it. Oh, dude, I was dizzy, so I was like immediately calling a staff member. I was like, "Hey, I need water like now." And one of the head managers by the name of Craig, he helped me out. And the fact that staff actually cared about that shit is why I'm going next year. If you help me and in dire need, I owe you one. That's the way I see it. I had the pleasure of attending this con as well. I was one of the 3 jackets from Hotline Miami specifically with the Tony mask. Brother, I had that latex mask off whenever I didn't have to pose for a photo. Dude, that shit fucking, oh my god. If you're wearing latex, bless your heart. Oh, dude. Oh, bless your heart, man. Dude, that's rough. I was wearing 3 layers, and, like, one of them was, like, relatively skin tight, so, like, it just basically soaked up all the sweat and prevented me from sweating farther than that. Like, dude, I can't imagine latex. Latex just goes like, oh, you're sweating? No, that's just a layer of water around your body now. Dude, latex is the worst. Bless your heart, man. Bless your heart. That's rough. I forget what franchise these are from, but these are like cookies that come to life. I forget the name of it. But, they looked badass. I loved both of them. They looked really badass. There's Doomslayer. Showed out with the 3 of my other buds. Bestie was in her Terry Bogard cosplay on Friday evening and all of Saturday. I saw that. I never took a picture of it, but I saw it. I saw Terry Bogard somewhere. I believe I saw Terry Bogard. But I never got a picture, and I'm so mad at that, because I would have totally gotten a picture of Terry. But I'm glad to see other people from the convention pop into stream. It means a lot. Thank you. But if you're curious, I was the link, and you'll probably see a photo here real soon. Strawberry shortcake. So my mother grew up on strawberry shortcake, and so did my sister. So I begged, I was like, please let me take a photo of you, because like my mom and sister grew up with this shit. And I was so happy that she allowed me to, because, oh, dude, that was literally my sister and my mom's childhood. And here's the girl that did Sniper and Scout the previous days. On the Sunday, she did Demo Man. And I got to hold the liquor bottle, which you'll see later is really funny. You'll see what I mean later. Crazy Frog. I was so shocked to see Crazy Frog. I was not expecting to see a Crazy Frog cosplayer, and I did. I was like so popping off the walls about it. He even had an iPod Touch and had like music videos of Crazy Frog on it. I was going ballistic seeing this. I was like, there's no way this is real. But he was real. I literally said, pinch me. I literally had him pinch me to make sure he was real. And then as he walks away, 3 links come up. All 3 of these links come up. All 3 of them. So we end up doing a 4 Swords photo shoot impromptu for like the next half hour. It was hilarious. Yeah, Medic on Saturday and Sniper on Friday. That's it. Medic on Saturday, Sniper on Friday. I ended up getting stickers from her too. I ended up getting the Medic sticker on Saturday, which I'll just do this. And I ended up getting this on Friday, where it says, be polite. Be polite, be efficient, and have a goal of killing everyone you meet. But yeah, we ended up doing a photo shoot together for like a good half hour. Just because people were running up to us. People were literally running up to us. I passed you on Sunday with the Crazy Frog. Wait, were you in this photo? Were you in this photo, buddy? But yeah, that's me on the right. But we ended up getting like 2 dozen people to just run up to us like constantly. It was a constant flow of people just like, hey, can we get your photo? Hey, can we get your photo? It was insane. I've never had that happen to me at a convention before. I've had like people, like come in waves or be like, hey, can I get your photo? But it was never constant. Gary, there I am with my phone in my bag. You can barely see me. Baseball tee, black skinnies, Chucks. Right here, green shirt. Green shirt right here. Is that you? You in the green shirt. Is that you? Is there something I can do for you? I'm looking for a girl. Oh, my hand's on the right. Oh, this one. Right here. Right here with the sunglasses. Here, let me get a zoom in. Far right. Oh, okay. Far right, far right, far right. The bag and the phone. I cannot see. I'm legally blind. Oh, right. Like, literally right on the right here. Oh, I accidentally did something. Help! I broke it. Bottom right. Okay. I broke Photo Explorer somehow. I'm really good at doing that. Windows is dog shit, guys. Why do you think I'm trying to switch to Linux? Oh, wait. This is you on the bottom right. Oh, my God. So you're, like, right next to me. You were literally next to me in this photo. That's sick. Sorry, I thought you were, like, in the background. No, you were right next to me. Holy shit. Freaking small world. Freaking small world. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. Oh, that's amazing. I can't believe that shit. That's crazy. I cannot believe that. That is insane. But yeah, literally after I got photos with Crazy Frog, people were just ambushing us four, for like, I genuinely believe, like a good 15 to 30 minutes. I asked when the 3 of the 4 swords walked up, like, hey, where's your green tunic? And they replied, right here, referring to me. Yeah, dude, no, that was fucking crazy how that happened. And then all of a sudden, just people just started coming up to us and go like, hey, can we get your photo? It was insane. Absolutely insane. And I was actually supposed to go to a Double Dash tournament. And, or was it Double Dash or was it, I forget what it was. It was some sort of tournament over yonder in the admin area. And, I was held up because so many people wanted me to get a photo. It's literally the DJ Khaled suffering from success meme. But my God, I was so happy about that. Like, that shit kind of lights up my day, you know? When people ask for your photo, that lights up my day. And when I had, like, such a torrent of people go like, hey, can we get your photo? Hey, can we get your photo? It made me so happy. The dopamine was off the charts. But yeah, there was probably, like, again, like 30 different people that wanted it. It was Double Dash run by Eon. That's it. That's it. I should know I was way in the back in the underused PC corner for the Quake tourney. Oh, shit. How was the Quake tourney? Like, was there anybody actually there for it? Or, like, was it just, like, 3 people? But yeah, they had a Pokemon server up that basically lets you get, you know, a bunch of legendaries. And then here is me doing round 1. Now, mid-round, like, as I finished the second race, I thought I was eliminated because I lost by a point, and I'll show you guys the YouTube video in a second. But, why is this not coming up anymore? Hold on. Let's skip forward a tiny bit. But yeah, I was in first place. I was going to end up tying Daisy. But then lightning happens and I get blue shelled. So the AI passes me, and I end up getting eliminated as a result. First of all, it ran. Second, it was actually 8 of us, half of which were my friend group. Best friend took second. Basically a guy whom, to no surprise, right? Quake logo PFP and all the Shivos on Steam for all the games cracked. Damn, bro, that's crazy. But yeah, an AI beat me. So I end up losing, technically. But let me skip forward just a tiny bit. Never mind. But yeah, so Baby Mario won, basically putting me a point below Daisy. If I didn't get blue shelled there, I would have beat Daisy and gotten 27 points. But they modified the rules literally 3 minutes later after this. By the way, that red Yoshi was using Meta. I believe that Daisy was also using Meta technically, because I believe Daisy is a Meta character for 8 Deluxe now. But again, which goes back to proving that, hey, I wasn't using Meta and I was doing better than some of these people. But I ended up getting 27 points if I didn't have that blue shell, and I would have won. I would have gotten first seed in that round. But they ended up opening it up so that the top 2 of the 4 moved on like 3 minutes later. Like somewhere around here, they basically just said, yeah, we're going to have the top 2 people per group move on. And I was so relieved when that happened, because I ended up advancing to semis, and basically I knew my fate was sealed at the end of semis, because there was a meta user that was, well, probably played the game 10 times more than I did, and again, no life meta'd the game. There's a Bochi the Rock here. I have a couple friends that watched it, and the only reason I recognize Bochi the Rock is because of all those gifs of her having a seizure and turning into like 10 different art styles. So have you already discussed the cosplay contest? We were there. I was marking the fuck out when Dr. Coomer and Travis touchdown among other cosplays. There was a Dr. Coomer? What? I know about the Travis, but there's a Dr. Coomer? Get out of here, man. That's... What? Oh, come on. Oh my god, you're kidding me. So wait, second place prize was a full PC gaming set, keyboard, mouse, headset, and mousepad. That's sick. That's actually a really good prize. And first place was a sealed, complete in-box copy of Quake's N64 port. How much is that? That's got to be like $400. N64 cards CIB are not cheap, especially American ones. Like Japanese ones are like a quarter of the value of the American ones, which is why people keep buying the Japanese ones. But like the American N64 cards, especially CIBs, are not cheap. Like easy 3 figures. Easy 3 figures. Shoot. He's from Castlevania. Richter. He didn't have his cross, unfortunately, which made me sad. There was a Jacek Bochi in the Rock Tenor gif. What? I have shirts! I want this shirt. As someone who is a big fan of Mario and Luigi, I want that shirt. Met him during our customary post-con Wawa one on Friday, as is tradition. Literally, many con-goers converged. I go to Wawa before the convention and I got a burrito on Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Sunday, and that was a damn good burrito. I'll be going to Wawa more often. So where I live, we have Sheetz, and we have Royal Farms, and Rutter's, and Wawa. We have all 4 of them. Like, where I live is heavily competed. We have Rutter's, Wawa, Sheetz, and Royal Farms, as well as 7-Eleven, but no one goes there. No one goes to 7-Eleven. But we have all 4 of those gas station chains, and they are all heavily competing in Frederick, which is where I live. I love Sheetz. I'm heavily biased towards them. I don't go to Royal Farms because they're overpriced, and they only have chicken. And Wawa seems to just be a more expensive version of Sheetz of what I've dealt with them. And my god, are their burritos fucking good. They remind me of the burritos my dad made when I was a kid, because he used to work at McDonald's, and he kind of has the breakfast burrito recipe for McDonald's memorized. So I've eaten McDonald's breakfast burritos my whole life because my dad makes them. Their tuna, bacon hoagie, and chocolate chip cookie was my dinner across all 3 days. Sure, those are caloric H-bombs, but damn do they know their way around a sandwich. Here's the thing, though, buddy. Here's the thing, though. You're walking like 5 miles around a convention on concrete. You're burning your calories out. Whatever you're eating is what you're burning on that in that expo center, man. So don't even beat yourself up. I probably walked a good like 10, 15 miles that show. I probably lost weight. I probably lost, unironically, like 2 pounds at the convention. From being irresponsible and not drinking enough water, but also by being irresponsible and fasting the whole show. Because whatever I ate at Wawa or Duck Donuts or whatever the morning of is the thing I ate, and I didn't eat until I got to Yard House or Chick-fil-A the next night. Oh my god, dude. I'm telling you, I did not eat at the convention. I was not paying $20 for food when I was going to pay $20 for food later that night. And I was not going to pay $5 for water when I could just go to the car and get my container out. My buddy brought a gallon in. He brings a gallon container wherever he goes, and he drinks the whole thing once a day. Sure, your feet were lamenting by the time Johnny Julie was up on... Oh, dude, I'm telling you, my feet hurt like hell when I was seeing him. When I saw Johnny up on stage, my feet hurt like hell. Like, I wanted to kneel down or get on my knees, and I actually did do that at a couple places. I would get on my knees, or I'd just sit down and relax, because when you're on concrete for all that amount of time, your body is not made for that. Your feet are not made for that. Your caveman instincts are made to be walking on dirt, not on stone, and especially not on 2 feet slabs of stone that don't have any sort of cushioning to them. Your body is made to walk on wood and dirt and soft materials, and when you're walking on hard material for basically 40 hours in a week or in 3 days, it's gonna fucking hurt. And that's why people wear like memory foam and shit. The Terry, his cosplay came from some not brand chucks that were about 2 feet beneath his regular size. Literally bound. Damn. You unironically want that shirt too. Dude, I want this shirt so badly. Alright, here's the semifinals. And here's the thing. The meta user kept picking DLC courses, which no one knew how to play except him. And it was 150. So again, allow me to bitch about the Mario Kart tournament. It should have been 200cc. Because that's the difficulty I'm good at. I'm not good at 150. I have all the lines studied for 200. I have none of them studied for 150. Oh, and everyone was using Yoshi except me. Yoshi is a meta character. I was not using Yoshi. And I still placed second in the group of 8 people. Don Soyjack, the meta abuser, just has Yoshi Jack. I fucking love driving the roller tires and Parabitty buggy. Just Yoshi Jack. But no, I'm like, again, I'm Flame Rider on Link. That is not meta. That, like, I'm putting myself at a disadvantage and I still did good. But like, what, 2 DLC courses were picked? I think it was 2. Because that was Sunshine Airport. Yeah, 2. And then we had Big Blue, which I ended up getting 2nd seed, as you can see here. TMG host is me, but I ended up getting 2nd seed. And then here's finals. I ended up going Red Yoshi because the guy who ended up winning was abusing meta, so I just copycatted him. And I did worse using meta, so 3 races in, I switched back to Link, and I actually did better. So, yeah. Not originally from PA, Canada, been living stateside for 10 years now. Where in Canada, if I may ask? I'm just curious. Because I have family from Newfoundland. And I've been up to Toronto. I've taken the 401 from basically Windsor to Toronto, and then I took the QEW from Toronto to Niagara on a more or less 2-day, 1-night trip across Canada. Ended up meeting a friend up there and going to the CN Tower, which was very pretty view. You could barely see New York from it. The state, not the city. The state. Also, where in PA, if I may ask, if you don't mind? You don't have to answer, I'm just curious. And bagging is still a thing? Yeah, bagging is still a thing, and they just made the middle of the pack even worse in World, I've heard. So, from a competitive scene, it's even worse in 8 Deluxe. 8 Deluxe, like, sure you have the meta, and you have the one person pulling away out of the 12, but in world, it's even worse because you have the one person pulling away out of the 24, which is like even more insulting. Newfie's nice. Not without revealing too much. Ontario, not Toronto, thank God. Oh, shit. Oh, I like this guy. I like this guy. Not Toronto, thank God. That's all I need to know, buddy. That's all I need to know. Oh, shit. If it makes it any weirder, I'm like the one American that really likes poutine. And I went to Woodstock, if you know where Woodstock is, and I went to Fritzy's, the eastern location of Fritzy's. And my God, was the food ridiculously cheap. Like that's a great thing about being American. The Canadian dollar sucks ass, and everything is cheap for you as a result. And buying a meal there was like $8 when I'm used to it being like 50% more than that. Like, I'm used to paying 12 to 15 bucks for a meal. It was like $8 for my meal at a poutineery. And holy shit, was that good. That was the best poutine I've ever had. And I've been addicted to it ever since. They had some at a place called Eaton Park, which is like a chain restaurant in Western Pennsylvania. And my God, is that stuff gas. I love it. Current meta is Wario and Toadette and the Corbin Mobile. The Blooper Mobile. Was that from Mario Kart Wii? I think that was from Wii. But yeah, I ended up getting tied third place. Which I'll show here. If I can. Yeah, I got tied third place. So I got a bronze medal essentially. But the guy in first, the meta abuser, he got shit, what was it? He got a trophy signed by Charles and Samantha Kelly, as well as tickets for the next TMG, and I forget what else. He got something pretty large. I was really hoping there would be a second and third place prize, but there wasn't. But here's the thing. I'm not going to even call it tied third place because I didn't use Yoshi for half of it. 2 people used meta. I did not. And I still did good. So, kindly to the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe competitive people, go fuck yourself, stop using meta, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just being salty. Maybe I'm just crashing out. I don't know. Maybe I am. I don't know. But, yeah. I'm kind of pissed off that I didn't do as well because 150 was picked instead of 200, and they decided to go meta. Everyone went meta, and I was so mad at that because I didn't do meta, and I did just as good as some of them. I don't know. Maybe I'm salty. Maybe I'm crashing out. I don't know. Maybe I'm being pathetic. Call me pathetic. But third place, not using meta, is something I will take. Watch Parliament pass legislation that makes Bitcoin an alternative means of purchase. Actually ass backwards and no one acknowledges how much Panto transpires. Panto transpires? What do you mean? Oh, there's the other Katamari. And he would roll that ball around too. There's the Travis touchdown. That guy looks sick. I absolutely love that. College was in Eastern PA for me, strictly Wawa territory. Oh, 100%. My one critical point is no smoothie could be in excess of 500 calories. A smoothie? No smoothie should be in excess. Okay, yeah, no. If it's a fruit-based drink, it should be low in calories because it's fruit-based. What were they putting in there that made it 500 calories? Was it just like a 40-ounce smoothie? Like, what were they putting in those things? A ground-up burger? I'd be scared to touch a Wawa smoothie now. Oh, I got red eye effect here. Damn. I guess that's how dim the room was. But no, these 2 girls, I believe she knit both of their outfits. They look really good. There's me with the Demo Man, sugar and whole milk in the yogurt. Okay, well, whole milk I'm not going to judge about because whole milk is better for you. So, like, if you're getting calories from whole milk, I'm not going to bitch. Albeit, I will fart a lot afterwards, but whole milk in the yogurt is something I'm going to dismiss and not worry about. It's the sugar. There should not be sugar in a smoothie. I don't care who you are. You should not be adding sugar to a smoothie. There's already natural sugars from the fruit in there. That's stupid. That's super stupid that they added in sugar into a smoothie. I'm sorry. That's just dumb. That's just really freaking dumb. The entire Limbus company crew, I took a picture of these guys because I have friends that are huge fans of Limbus. So I took a picture of all of them individually. And then we had Cult of the Lamb, which surprisingly still gets quite a few cosplays. Like, I remember it dying out after like a year, and then it started coming back into fashion again, which is kind of insane. The Sonic crew, these guys look sick. Vi from Arcane, with mechanical fists, and they actually like were hooked up to like, you know, 3D printed stuff, and they weren't solenoids. They were just like, you know, 3D printed like things. I don't know how to explain it, but she let me remove the panels off the front of the fists and just look inside, and you could see all the inner workings, and it was really cool. Call the Lamb had a comeback because they added sex and breeding update. Here's the thing, I believe you. I unfortunately believe you. Mark Mir, I didn't see him. Oh, Mimi, this is for you. This is for you, Mimi. This is the girl that was at the DC K-pop thing that I forget the name of them. Stray Cats? Stray something? I forget. Stray Kids. Stray Cats. Did I say Stray Cats? I said Stray Cats, didn't I? Oh, he was the ghoul. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Yeah, dude, he looks sick. He looked absolutely sick. I know you're talking about. He looked absolutely sick. I thought he was from, Captain America. But, now that you say that, no, he was definitely from Fallout. I just looked at the face. I never really cared to look at the outfit, but you're right. No, he was a ghoul from Fallout. Damn. No, but no, he did look pretty good. And then we had dude who laid flat. That face mold does look a lot like Red Skull. Thank you, Red Skull. Yeah, he looks like Red Skull. And then, of course, they had like the different banners for like the level of the levels. So like Master cosplayers, it had Halo, it had Master Chief. Journeyman, I forget who this is. Group, obviously Cloud and Sephiroth. And then Novice was me, literally me. And then there was a Shell with long fall boots, and she had trouble sitting because those were reinforced by PVC pipe. A Helldiver, he looked really good. 3D printed, by the way. Everything is 3D printed here. The gun, the armor, the boots, I believe, or part of the boots, or the legs, 3D printed, all of it. Looked really sick. This I need to upload to YouTube. They were playing the Cupid Shuffle in front of the T-Mobile booth, and everyone started doing the Cupid Shuffle. Yeah, I need to upload this to YouTube. I need to. I feel like it's required. There's a Luigi with an actual Milwaukee vacuum. Like, actual, like, Milwaukee red fuel vacuum. Like, it actually did turn on. I asked him to turn on. I put my hand on the hose and it actually did suck. Like, this thing actually was a vacuum, and he was just lugging it around on his back the whole day. Bless his heart. But, he did dedicate to the bit. I didn't actually go to them. I just passed them. Mainly because A, I don't need T-Mobile. I have consumer cellular. Yes, actually. Like, I'm not even kidding. If you know what consumer cellular is, it's for old people. My dad qualifies as old people. Therefore, I pay $15 a month for my phone bill instead of 60. Thanks, consumer cellular. I basically pay nothing for my phone bill because my dad is old. So I don't need T-Mobile. At least not yet. Also, there's Xfinity, and let's just say I worked for a contractor of Xfinity, and ever since I've worked for that contractor, I've learned to hate Comcast with a passion. And if anybody wants me to go down that rabbit hole, by all means, I will gladly tell you my stories about how much I hate Xfinity. But I won't get into that rabbit hole unless people want me to. Breath of the Wild Zelda, she looked really good. And Demento. I was so happy to see a Demento. I never see Demento anywhere. I saw one at MAG and I saw one here, and I've never seen any since. But Demento from SPM is one of my favorite characters. And you just don't see him, and he's such an insane character. I'm not going to spoil anything, but let's just say play Super Paper Mario. Our Wi-Fi is booming. Yeah, you know what else is liable to me? This bomb strapped to my chest. Damn. Okay. But, Mesmers, if you are curious, like, again, I've worked as a contractor for Xfinity. I know a thing or two. I will gladly tell you why you should not get Xfinity. But I'll give you the short story. They like to make a monopoly, an illegal monopoly of certain jurisdictions, and they pay Verizon to not, add fiber to the region. That's one of the things they do. One. There's probably a couple dozen things. Even some that I don't know. The A&W Mandalorian. Me hugging a toad because he's cute. He's such a cute little guy. I love him. And then Peach and Rosalina. And Rosalina holding Shadow. The ultimate life form. We have a crossover of SCP and I believe I want to say Umbrella Corp. Though I might be wrong on that. But it would be very fitting if it was a crossover of the two. Oh, I can't zoom in. I keep forgetting about that. Another Ralsei. A Mary Ann from FE. 3 houses, I believe. And then, probably the cutest Miku. The cutest Miku award goes to this Miku. I probably saw like 4 or 5 of them, and this was the cutest one. They cap your allocated gigs beneath that which they advertise. Tap into whatever you're searching. Yes! Actually, they have super cookies, which basically means that any website domain you type in, they see. So that's what a super cookie is. You basically can't delete it, and you're tracked regardless if you use a private web browser or not. You are still tracked. Fuck Xfinity. And they cap your data bandwidth, which recently the US has been banning, so they've been backtracking on that rather quickly. And they're pieces of shit. And they charged my dad $150 a month for cable and $300 down, $15 up. Glow Fiber, a subsidiary of Shentel, which is a Virginia-based fiber optics company and internet service provider, recently expanded into Frederick, Maryland. And I basically just said to my dad, you are getting fiber whether you like it or not, and I'm forcing you to. And he got fiber the month after they installed it on our street. And he hasn't looked back. He's gone from paying $150 a month to, I want to say, $65 a month, or maybe $75 a month. Literally, our internet bill has been cut in half just by getting me to switch over to fiber. And instead of getting 300 down, 10 up, we get 600 down, 600 up. Which is night and fucking day compared to what Xfinity offers. half the price, double the bandwidth. More than double the bandwidth. And not only that, here, let me go down the rabbit hole a little bit. Let me go down the rabbit hole about Xfinity. They also charge you money to rent the routers. GlowFiber doesn't. GlowFiber gives free installations. Xfinity does, but they also do it on their time, not yours. So you have to, like, take a day off in order for them to randomly show up whenever they feel like it. What else? What else did he do? Oh, yeah! The county I live in, I got to see every single coaxial cable chart. Every single piece of fiber that was in my county, I knew where it was. Every single piece of coaxial in my county, I knew where it was, because my job involved me rediagramming all these charts for the 6 months I worked there. I got to see all these charts in my county, as well as some charts in Washington County, some in Carroll, some in West Virginia, in Jefferson County. I got to see these charts, and their Project Genesis, where they upgraded to 10G networking, was bullshit. They never they only added probably like 10 miles of fiber, and they just added more coaxial, or replaced coaxial lines instead of replacing it with fiber. They barely replaced anything with fiber. They do not care for their customers. They want to run them on coaxial until they legally cannot anymore. They do not care about their consumers, and they want them to have inferior internet for like double the price. If you can switch to fiber, if you have a fiber provider in your area, switch to fiber. Do not stick with Xfinity. If you're in the eastern end of the nation, it's them or Bell, and Bell is powerful but terribly anti-consumer. If you're anywhere close to New York, I've heard Verizon Fios is really good. We don't have that here. I've heard they're in DC. I've heard they're in Baltimore. But they only do the major cities. They don't care about anything else. So you have to go for like the indie company or the small company or the government-funded subsidiary that does fiber. And I actually, funnily enough, I was at a friend's place earlier this month. And I actually, there was a guy who was like peddling fiber. And I was like, dude, you should get this. Trust me on this. And I was totally siding with the guy who was like soliciting his fiber company. But I was like, dude, you should totally get this, because it'd be so much faster than Xfinity, which he currently has. And they're switching over to it. They're switching over to the fiber company now because it's so much better and it's so much cheaper. I will gladly shill for anything that's not Xfinity because of how terrible of a company they are, how terrible of a company I've dealt with them. And as somebody who's worked as a contractor for them, they suck ass. I hate them. Do not give Comcast your money. Anyways, back to Cute Miku. Oh, and also fucking Smash Burger, because I wanted to taunt Don. I ate the burger. And here's all the cool shit I got. That's a panorama, so mind the jittery image. In fact, let's get a better image. That's half of it. And that's half of it. The Smash Burger didn't work, Jacek. I have the stand. Whatever. But yeah, the Four Swords guys, they gave me 2 Polaroids as well. Keep up with the meta like with Mario Kart 8, Jacek? Nah, I'd win. Hey, Don, look. Gooning and gambling are an addiction and should be taken seriously. Don proceeds to not listen. And here's all the different takes that I did for the invisible thing. Oh, here's the Afumo. Here's the Afumo. Oh, right. The guy sent it to me because it's a Pixel phone. Where is that image? Sort by name. There it is. Let me zoom in, if I even can. There's the Marissa Fumo. When no one hears the words they say. But yeah, I got to hold a Marissa Fumo. I was so happy. And I'm going to kindly shill the fact that I have a Reimu one. Because, Reimu best girl. I prefer Big Bow over Big Hat. But yeah. Those are all the photos. I'm going to re-show you guys the shorts, just because why not? And again, a friendly reminder. Oop, wrong thing. Wrong thing to full screen, idiot. That's not grammatically correct, you insolent fucko. God, I need to stop referencing Snapcube. I really do. I need to stop referencing it. But yeah, again, a reminder, if anybody wants a link to the convention plans I have for the rest of the year and into next year, because now we're halfway through the year. In 2 minutes, we'll be halfway through the calendar year. Go ahead and click that link if you want to see my convention plan Excel sheet. I'm going to tons of conventions. I'm probably going to about 20 this year, and hopefully another 20 next year. And Mimi, please go to TooManyGames with me next year, please. I would love for you to. I'd fly you over. I would gladly fly you over. Oh, hi, Elmeister. How's it going? I'll add it to your plans. Epic. So Mimi, they are doing it on the 26th to the 28th of June next year. So basically just 1 day back from this year. Most conventions are doing that. They're just shifting the stuff 1 day back. And then I guess in a few years they'll shift it ahead a week. And then just keep doing that lockstep of back a day, forward a week, back a day a couple times, forward a week. But that was such a good convention. I would argue it's better than MagFest solely because it's cheaper than MagFest. It has a similar amount of content density. The amount of celebrities there are amazing. There's a ton of content creators. Tons of different cosplay, very diverse cosplay. And it just felt amazing. It was a really good event. No, MagFest... So, events usually move back a day. Like, MagFest was on the 23rd and 26th of this year. It's moving back to the 8th and 11th of next year. So it's moving back 2 weeks. But then you have stuff like SetsuCon, which is in Altoona. That's going to be on the 31st to the 2nd. It'll be on the 30th to the 1st next year. Sierra, Maryland, which, if you don't mind asking me, as I've only flown in and out of D.C. and have taken a metro, is the Capital Beltway really as hellishly horrific as several have made it out to be? We have the worst traffic in the country. So the answer is yes. If you are on the Virginia side of the Beltway, you are not moving. Because it is perpetually under construction and has been under construction for at least a decade. When it comes to the Capital Beltway on the Maryland side, it is bad during rush hour, and a bunch of people take the curves, like if they're straight lines, and just collide with the barrier or hit each other. So there's always an accident on the Maryland side, and there's always construction on the Virginia side. The Beltway, gonna say it kindly, freaking sucks. I hate 495 with a passion. I hate going anywhere near there. My job has me driving to Annapolis on a daily basis during the week, and good God, driving home later in the day, it just gets exponentially worse. Because you're between Baltimore and you're between Washington. And Baltimore's traffic sucks, especially when you're trying to get on 95, and anything near 495 just doesn't move. 495 does not move between 3 and 7 p.m. And nor does 695. I hate Baltimore, Washington traffic. Hate it, hate it, hate it. I'm so glad I live far enough away where I don't have to deal with it. But Frederick itself has to deal with traffic. 15 gets gummed up between 3 and 7. And that's mainly because we haven't added a third lane to our highways yet. We're only starting to do that next year. Next year, the project is starting where we're having three lanes on 15 on each direction. 495 is the lie over here. Oh, dude, no, yeah, I'm talking about 495 is the Beltway, not the extension that goes through Manhattan. Fuck you, Baltimore, literally. Oh my god, dude, I hate Baltimore, Washington traffic with a passion. I plan to move north or west out of here. It's just, dude, it freaking sucks. The traffic here in Baltimore, Washington sucks. As soon as you go west, though, as soon as you go, like, over South Mountain, it's so much better. Ottawa isn't much better, but rather, then have unified state highways. It's per province level in Canada, meaning on the Quebec side, the A5 ends and Route 417 in Ontario begins. It's as terrifyingly terrible as it sounds traffic-wise. Doesn't Quebec really maintain their roads quite well? Like, aren't Quebec roads amazing? Because I've been to Ontario, and Ontario roads are amazing. Albeit the ones I've been on. I've been on 403. I've been on 401. And I've been in the QEW. The QEW was probably the worst one. Actually, no, it was, whatever Don Jones, or whatever it's called. Fuck, let me look it up. It's the one that goes into downtown Toronto. But, there's a road that starts with the name Don. Ontario doesn't. Don River Expressway. The Don River Expressway was like the worst road I've ever been on in Ontario. Actually, no, it was the Gardiner. The Gardiner Expressway. That's what it was. Gardiner. Because I went to the CN Tower and you had to go on the Gardiner Expressway and that thing sucked. That thing absolutely sucked. I hated it. It was not Pennsylvania quality roads, but it was pretty bad. It was definitely close to Pennsylvania quality roads. And I'm pretty sure given you live in Pennsylvania, you should know how shit the roads are. Have you ever been to the Lie or the Cross Bronx? I don't plan to go to the Bronx. I've heard bad things of the Bronx, to put it kindly. Fuck the Gardiner Expressway. Yeah, no, the Gardiner Expressway sucks. That's the one I was thinking of. 427, well-maintained. 401, insanely well-maintained. 403, insanely well-maintained. The Gardiner fucking sucks. I hated the Gardiner. It was shit. All the other roads I've been on in Ontario were fine. Albeit, maybe my standards are low because I live in Maryland and I'm next to Pennsylvania, and my standards are just really low because of that. But of my experience, I had better driving on the 401 than I did on 75, than I did on the 8090. What's the highway that goes to Branch Avenue, Maryland? I don't recognize Branch Avenue. I wouldn't know. That sounds like something in Baltimore, Washington. I'm Frederick County. I'm like far enough away from all that. Hold on, let me type in Branch Avenue. Suitlands. All right, that's DC. Oh, that's PG County. No, I don't bother with PG County, dude. I don't bother with PG County. I do not bother with PG County, dude. I avoid that shit like the plague. If anybody knows why, well, you should know why. If you don't know why, then bless your heart. But, yeah, no, I do not bother with PG County. It is the hood of Maryland. Anything southeast of the Anacostia, you do not want to be at night, unless it's National Harbor. Is Largo the Beltway? It's at the Beltway. Been down in Tampa yearly for summers. I tell you, even before I started driving, bridges which have a whole ass beta span are liable to be choke points, and that's precisely what they are. Oh, dude, in Florida, I know for a fact they have like a bunch of bridges on the Key West. They have the speed limit at like 35 miles an hour. Florida doesn't know how to maintain the roads. That's a lie. They do know how to maintain the roads. They just maintain them by tolling the hell out of you. Oh, you take the East-West Expressway in Orlando? Tolled. Oh, you take 417? Tolled. Oh, you take the Florida Turnpike? Tolled. Those roads are in great condition. But they're only in a great condition because they're tolled. And it's just like in Pennsylvania. Oh, you take 83? Oh, you take 81? Oh, they're dog shit. But if you take the Turnpike, it's the best road in the state. And even that's a low bar to hit. I hate Pennsylvania roads. I'm in Maryland. Our roads are significantly better than Pennsylvania's. Albeit sometimes we rival Pennsylvania in quality, and that's not a good thing. Anacostia is dangerous. There are some not nice people over there, and that place reminds me of Brownsville and Brooklyn. Well, yeah, that's the reason. That's the reason, Elm. That's the reason, dude. Literally, my rule is never ever be southeast of the Anacostia at night. You will get shot. And if you're a female, worse things will happen to you. I'm just going to say it like that because it's true. It is the ghetto incarnate if you go southeast of the Anacostia. Ghetto incarnate. If you're gonna take this nightly trip around DC, do not venture northeast past H Street. Stay on the Potomac end. Exactly. No, precisely. Never, ever, ever go anywhere near the Anacostia at night. Never. You will get killed. Very easily. They do not care for your life over there. And the cops won't do anything either because of all the BLM shit. Alright, anyways, let's go back over to here. I'm going to show you guys the shorts again. I love that video. It's so good. That's my favorite of them all. That's my favorite. Alright, have a good night, Mimi. Thank you for being here. Can you support it? You can hear me laughing in the background. You can hear me laugh in the background. Thank you for the Prime sub, dude. I appreciate it. Hold on. That's so cool. I love that. Hold on. That's so cool. I love that. Hold on. But yeah, those are all the cool shorts I made. I know it's like getting close to midnight. Oh, wow. It's already past midnight. I do have to head to bed. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it greatly. This is a lot of fun. I'm glad I could show you all the cool shit I've done. But that was a very fun convention. I hope to go to it next year. I will go to it next year, and I hope to have some more people join me for that because that was a shit ton of fun. I had a great time. I just hope my gang of people that was going to join me. We had one person that couldn't go because he had work on Saturday. Unfortunate. But hopefully we'll get more people next time, and hopefully I get to go to MAG and maybe get some people to bunk a hotel with me. Because those hotels are not cheap. I'd rather pay $200 for a hotel than $800. Oh, dude, MAG is so expensive. MAG is so expensive compared to how much it's worth. Like, if you want to go to MAG, you got to get a hotel now, man. You got to get a hotel. The hour drive for me to and fro is not worth it. It's not worth saving the, $800. The 8 hours I lose from it. But yeah. Thank all for, actually, 8 hours. Sorry, no. It's like 8 hours and $34 a day because that's how much it is. Screw meta abusers, most certainly. Been tuning into several of these recap streams. Does wonders in networking. Looking forward to more streams. Hey, thank you so much, Mesmers. I appreciate it. You have a great night. And stay savage, y'all. And I'll see you soon. Bye.